All right, welcome back to
Outside, real tight.
the Highside League
All clear, driver.
postseason show. I am your host, the Dud, Naughty Milk Duds, from the league, and I am here with our runner-up to the champion, BHIX 3.
Hello there.
How you doing, man?
Doing pretty good right now.
How about that season? What do you think?
It was a really fantastic season. I felt good all year, especially after coming back. I missed some races in the early season, but as soon as I got back in the seat, I was on a roll. Won my first race back. Had a good stretch of top two finishes there for a while, and then had some trouble in the playoffs and had to make Game 7 moment, Hail Mary, to win Talladega. But I got to Homestead, and I
Outside, real
I
tight.
couldn't get it done
Clear quick.
to pass Alonso. But it was still a pretty good season for rookie year, winning Rookie of the Year.
Clear.
No, I feel like the league kind of sees you as like a semi-rookie, seeing as you've done a lot of racing on Heat, and but yeah, you definitely did get Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, kind of feel like a driver coming over from a different series, like Juan Pablo Montoya coming over from F1, jumping into NASCAR. You're a rookie,
It really does feel like that. Yeah. You definitely proved that you were not a rookie. You showed a lot of experience at these tracks. And kind of elaborating on that a little bit, our league had a lot of changes this season, and more importantly, we started practice sessions as a group. How do you feel? A lot of people followed your advice on setups, kind of copied after you on that in that regard, and also just kind of followed your advice during these practice sessions. How do you feel being in that kind of teaching position? How did that feel for you? Like, did you like it?
Well, it felt kind of good. Like I'm always open to teaching people and trying to get everybody better. I think that having a competitive league is better for us. Having everybody competing for wins on a weekly basis is a pretty good thing to have. And it's like everybody kind of followed my advice on the setups, and I kind of started wishing that I hadn't done that for some of the later races, because it feels like everybody caught up to me because I didn't do enough with the custom setups. I just kind of adjusted a few things and said I'm done with it, and everybody else took what I said and then they'd make their own adjustments and make it better. But that's something I'll have to get better at for this next season, and maybe this time I won't share all my setups.
I don't know, for a lot of these tracks it's already too late, but
I don't know, some people have
there's still
not
hope for
wrote it
Vegas
down
and
all the way.
Texas, right?
Yeah. Some people seem to throw it away once the season was done after that race, and they should be keeping it around.
Oh, I know I've got all mine saved.
Stay on the top.
But I can say, I don't speak for the rest of the league, but I do appreciate the help that you gave us, and those setups really helped me on tracks where I was just frustrated, ready to just throw in the towel and say, screw this, I'm going to sit this one out, you know. So that definitely, those setups definitely helped me gain somewhat a semblance of control on these cars.
Yeah.
Going into some of these trickier tracks. Now, focusing on your domination there in the most of the season with how fast your car was. Wow, man, that was pretty impressive, and you really held it up near the front for most of the races. How much pressure did you feel from the other drivers in the league who were up there with you that were trying to chase you down?
Well, I felt a lot of pressure from some of the drivers, because I knew that from some of the like off-season races we did before the season started that I kind of expected to be up near the front all the time, but my win percentage dropped considerably once the season started, and I kind of didn't like that too much. I kind of thought that I could win a little bit more races, but I still felt good driving up near the front and having a fast car. And then we had some issues in the playoffs that really put the pressure on my shoulders, and I had to get it done, but I got it done there at Talladega, and then the rest is history.
Yeah, that it is. Now, going into the playoffs, or more importantly, looking at the Talladega race, how do you feel about that that race? How it went? Like, what was going through your mind during it?
I felt pretty good once I got to the front. I felt like I could block the bottom lane and just hug the bottom enough to where nobody could get by me down there. A couple people made some runs on the outside of me. Fortunately for me, there was a wreck during the one time on the late laps when they tried to get by me, and it really stunted their run, and they couldn't get past me until on that white flag lap. We had some issues in turns 3 and 4, me and you.
Definitely a crazy race, yeah.
Yeah, and I was able to hold it down, keep it in front as the chaos ensued behind me, and I was thankful to be able to hold on for that. But yeah.
Yep. Definitely a racing deal going on there, and that I can tell you that there was a lot of pressure on my end there to try and get past you, and unfortunately I couldn't make it happen. But man, that definitely a display of what we've seen all season right there.
Yeah.
So, kind of now looking at the next season, what are you looking forward to there? Looking back at this season, what do you what are you happy with? Who are you not necessarily happy with? And you know, who needs to watch out for you in the next season?
I feel like the whole league needs to watch out, because if we're doing
that's a fair
if we're
statement.
gonna make the schedule with choices from each, I am definitely going to choose 2 tracks that I am good at that nobody else is, and I think I can win a lot of the short track races that we were talking about putting in the schedule that weren't in it this year. I think I can get better at holding on to the lead at 1.5 mile tracks.
Well, we very well might see that, especially at the short tracks. But there might be a few of the drivers that have something to say about that, but time will tell.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for sharing with us today, and good luck to you in the next season. And you were close, but maybe that'll be a different tune next season. Look forward to racing with you and hopefully catching up to you.
Yeah, I look forward to having everybody at the front and racing together, and maybe this time we can have one whole pack of drivers racing together.
Yeah, hopefully. This has been BHIX 3 from the Highside League, and I am your host, Naughty Milk Duds, the Dud, and that'll wrap it up for our interview. Thank you for tuning in.